Hi Yogis, and welcome to another mindful movement, gentle flow here at Honeybee Yoga Studio. Today we'll be focusing on an active back body, and we'll be spending the majority of our practice on our bellies. But to begin, we'll start in a seated posture, whatever feels good for us. Maybe we have cross legs, maybe our legs are long, maybe we're seated on a pillow, whatever feels good for you. Our hips come heavy in the earth. Our hands come to rest maybe on our knees, on our thighs. Those shoulders stack over our hips and the crown of our head lifts. Let's take one or two inhales to feel our shoulders lift up towards our ears. And then as you exhale, let those shoulders slowly melt down. Let your five senses drift away from the outside world and begin to turn inward. Feel your body, your muscles, and most importantly, your breath. And let's use our breath to guide our movement today, bringing strength through our inhales and release on our exhales. We'll start to invite some movement into our body. Maybe our fingertips reach slowly towards the earth. And then as we inhale, let's start to reach those fingertips wide, lifting all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, our hands slowly fall back to the earth. Let's do that a few more times. Maybe our gaze comes up towards our hands as they meet above our head. Let's take another big breath, big inhale. This time let's let our right hand fall to the earth and our left hand reaches to the right side. That left hip is heavy in the earth, and we'll take a few long breaths here, breathing space into our left side body. Another big inhale to reach, and as we exhale, that left hand comes to rest somewhere beside our left hip. That right hand reaches up to the sky, and then that right hand really begins to reach to the left side. Right hip heavy in the earth. Feeling our breath with our body in this shape. Another big inhale, reaching those fingertips. And then allowing our exhale to guide that hand back towards the earth. Let's release the soles of our feet into the earth, keeping a gentle bend in our knees. Let's windshield wipe our knees from side to side, and eventually we'll lengthen our legs long and wide into a wide-legged straddle. Feel our toes lifting up to the sky, and with an inhale, we'll reach our fingertips tall, and then let your exhale guide you as you softly release forwards. Our hands come into the earth for support. Let's keep that spine long, the crown of our head reaching forward. And with each exhale, we'll melt just a little bit closer to the earth. Oliver's here saying hi. Of course, he thinks every time I'm on my mat, I'm here for him. But keeping my attention, my awareness inside my body, listening to my breath, feeling my back body open and expand with each inhale, and then releasing forward just a millimeter even with each exhale. Let's take one more big breath here, and then let our inhale guide our hands to come closer to our hips, lifting the crown of our head up to the sky. We'll bring our hands behind our hips, our knees to bend, soles of the feet in the earth, and we'll come through that gentle windshield wiper movement a few more times. Eventually, we'll cross our legs, roll over our knees. We're going to bring our knees as wide as they can go. Our big toes are going to come to kiss, and we're going to begin to melt into our version of child. Our hips come back towards our heels. Our hands walk forward, and we gently melt our forehead to the earth. Follow your breath as it travels from your fingertips to your shoulders, to your hips, to your knees, and feel that breath all the way to your toes. Feel your chest expand, your back body expand. Exhale and release. Our next inhale will bring our gaze up towards our hands. We'll let them come as wide as our mats, and we'll begin to prepare ourselves to come into our version of puppy pose. So we'll start to walk our fingertips forward, feeling our hips begin to stack on top of our knees, but keeping our chest, our hearts close to the earth. Your toes may tuck behind you for a little bit of support. You can see I'm doing that here. And listening to your body and only walking those fingertips forward as far as feels good for your shoulders and your chest. Feeling your back body, your spine here, maybe releasing any tension you might be holding in your low spine. Let's enjoy 2 more big breaths here. Another big inhale. And as we exhale, we'll start to walk our hands back towards our body so we can press through our arms, lifting through tabletop, maybe moving our furry friend out of our practice area. And let's slowly lower our bellies, our chest, all the way down to the earth. We'll begin to walk our fingertips forward until our elbows come underneath our shoulders. We'll lift our belly and chest, coming into our version of Sphinx. Our inhales bring space through our chest. Our hands almost pull towards our body. Our low spine releases any tension. Maybe we take a peek over our shoulder towards our heel behind us, and we might feel a little bit of a different sensation through our spine, through our hips. We can stay in our Sphinx for about 3 to 4 more breaths, or if you'd like to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, lengthen those arms, we can lift into our version of Cobra. While we're here, we feel our neck opening, length through our spine. And after 1 or 2 breaths, we can slowly lower our bodies to the earth. Let's walk those hands forward, feeling our upper body heavy in the earth. Let's take a big inhale and lift our feet off of the earth. And then we'll exhale to lower. Let's do this 2 more times, activating through our glutes and our thighs, letting our breath guide the way. Lifting those heels 1 more time, really feeling our glutes activate. We'll enjoy a little bit of stillness, and then let's bring our gaze towards our hands, and we'll do that again, lifting our hands for a breath and then lowering to relax. Lifting our hands, our arms, our head, our chest, and then lowering to release. Let's do that 1 more time. Feel your back body activate as it lifts your head, your shoulders. And then if it's for us, we're going to combine lifting our back body and our front body. Staying here for a few breaths, feeling your back body really activating from the base of your neck all the way to your glutes. Let's exhale. Let's bring our hands to stack and release our forehead to the support of our hands. Let's bend at our knees, bring our heels to lift, and rotate our ankles in one direction, and then in the opposite direction, kind of like we're a kid, lounging in front of the TV with our feet behind us, lifted, bent through our knees. Let's pull those heels a little bit closer to our bum cheekers, activating through our glutes, our hamstrings. Let's lengthen our right leg long behind us. Keep that left leg bent at the knee, and let's reach our left hand behind, holding on to that left foot. With our inhale, we'll press our foot into our hand, lifting into our half bow or our supported bow. We'll eventually release that hand to foot connection. And then let's bend into our right knee, reaching our right hand behind towards that right foot. If we've made that connection, our inhale presses our hand and our foot together, maybe lifting away from the earth. As always, we're letting our breath guide our way here, doing what feels good for us, what feels good for our bodies. Taking a pause after all of that back body activation here, let's bend at our knees, and just like those kids watching TV, let's windshield wiper our feet from side to side, feeling our feet go wide apart and then cross behind us. We'll do that a few times, having our legs cross on top of each other in each direction. And then we can either enjoy our half bow once again on each side, or if we're feeling up to it, we can practice our version of our complete bow, reaching both hands behind us. If we've made that connection to our feet, our inhale will once again press our hands into our feet, lifting that connection, lifting our chest, our belly. And let's stay here for a few breaths. You can see I'm rocking back and forth as my breath inflates my belly, and then my exhale melts forward. Staying for only as many breaths as feels good for you in your body. We'll slowly release forward, maybe holding onto those feet for just a moment longer. And then releasing our hands back underneath our forehead to rest for a moment. Feeling your feet, your hips, your chest, your hands and your forehead supported by the earth beneath you. Let's take a long breath, and then when we're ready, let's extend our arms like a T coming out from our shoulders. Let's start to bring that left hand to come a little bit closer to our left shoulder, bending into our left knee. We'll press that left hand to lift our body so that that left foot can come and drift behind us. We'll feel an intense stretch through that right shoulder as our left hand maybe continues to press the earth away. Again, feeling that breath as it travels through our body. Feeling that generous opening through our right shoulder. And then one of our next exhales will release that left side body back onto the earth. And then we'll move on to the opposite side. So this time that right knee bends, our right hand comes somewhere underneath our right shoulder. We lengthen that right arm. Our right hip begins to lift, and that right foot may come all of the way behind us. This time feeling a generous stretch through our left shoulder. Feeling any differences we might have on this side of our body. And then when it's feeling good to do so, we'll come back through neutral. Maybe lifting through our version of Sphinx or Cobra. Taking a couple breaths to feel any differences through our body. We'll eventually melt back down to the earth, and then bending through our knees, lifting through tabletop. We'll have those big toes come to kiss behind us, our knees nice and wide, and we'll come back to our child's posture. While we're here, let's really reconnect with our breath. Feel it flow from our fingertips to our toes. Feel our hips and our shoulders, our back body, our low spine. On our next inhale, we'll walk our hands back towards our body. We'll come through a seated posture, having our legs go long in front of us. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. Our knees will splay wide, and we'll come into our version of cobbler or butterfly. Feeling our shoulders lift, the crown of our head reaches up towards the sky. And we can hang out here in stillness for several breaths, feeling the space we've created through our hips, our spine. Or if we'd like to, we can invite a little bit of movement here. With our next inhale, reaching our fingertips tall, let's let our right hand come to the earth somewhere beside that right hip, and then reach that left hand towards the right side. We really want to press our left knee towards the earth. Feel that left hip heavy in the earth. Eventually, one of our exhales will bring our left hand somewhere beside our left hip. This time, our right hand reaches to the left side. Feel that right sit bone heavy in the earth, right knee presses towards the earth. And then eventually we'll feel both hands come beside our hips in our neutral cobbler. Let's bring those hands behind us, begin to lower our bodies towards the earth, maybe resting on our elbows for just a pause. Let's lengthen our left leg long, our right leg long, and let's bring our right hand towards our heart, left hand towards our belly. And together, let's enjoy several long breaths of simply feeling our breath travel through our body. As our belly and chest expand, feel it press against your hands. As you exhale, feel the earth accept and support your body. Long breaths, keeping that awareness on your breath as it travels from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Let's take 2 more big breaths here. One last big inhale. As you exhale, let's release those hands by our sides. Our next inhale will bring a bend into both of our knees, soles of the feet on the earth. Let's bring some movement through our wrists and our ankles. Eventually, our arms will reach tall above us with an inhale. And then as we exhale, let's fold onto one side. We'll press an arm long to lift our torsos tall. Crown of our head begins to reach up to the ceiling as we finish our gentle practice in a seated posture. Whatever feels good for us. Feel those hips heavy in the earth, crown of our head tall. Feel that entire length of your spine. Fingertips to the earth. And then let's inhale, lifting our fingertips all the way tall above our heads. And then exhale, softly melting our hands back beside us. Another big inhale, reaching our fingertips tall. Maybe our gaze comes up to our hands. Another exhale to bring those fingertips by our sides. Our last breath will bring our hands to prayer, and then those hands melt past our forehead, our mouths, all the way to our hearts. Let's take one last big breath to complete our practice together. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel like $1,000,000 after our practice. If you enjoyed today's video, I would love to hear from you in the comments below and to give this video a like, a thumbs up. If you aren't already, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Please check us out at www.honeybeeyogastudio.ca, and we'll see you next time.